my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the Friday Challenge. Every Friday I do a challenge where I tell people, hey, find a bunch of books related to this theme. And well, this week's theme is going to be around the Superman movie. It's coming out literally today. um, if you actually were a little bit savvy, you could have maybe gone last night. There's some advanced screenings, but basically it's today. So to celebrate that, I figured, hey, let's make it the theme of Superman covers. I'm going to try to show some pretty iconic Superman covers, and I'm sure there's lots that I didn't show on this list, so this is where you can say, hey, look, you forgot this one. Show all those books and do that on your channel. So let's get right into it. I'll show you some of my favorite top 10 Superman covers. There's probably, even in my own collection, I think I have others that I probably could have put on the list, but I do like these ones. So we're going to start out with this one. This is a Justice League of America, number 107. Actually, let me take it out of the plastic. To me, I think it's a cool cover. I always like covers where you see lots of heroes on the cover. I just love seeing all the different characters, and you got to figure out who are all these characters and all that kind of stuff. I just always found that cool. And in this one, you got the JSA and the Justice League. So this is like the older heroes meet the newer heroes, and it's not even the JSA actually. It's like first Silver Age appearance of Uncle Sam, Human Bomb, Black Condor, Phantom Lady, The Fly, the Ray, Justice Society of America crossover. So it's basically these are all like characters that DC ended up buying. So originally these were all I think it's Quality Comics. Quality Comics characters like Phantom Lady, even Plastic Man was a Quality Comics character, and they basically bought the rights to them, and this is the crossover. You even got Doll Man. I just love it. I just love these Golden Age characters meeting these Silver Age characters. I just think it's a really cool cover that way. So Justice Society of America, and it is 107. So it has like all their first appearances in the Silver Age, which is pretty cool. Okay, next one. And this one is really one I picked because of the movie. Maybe it's not the most iconic cover, but it is one related to the movie. And it's Adventure Comics 210. And this is the first appearance of Krypto. This is actually Superboy, so technically not really Superman, but kind of Superman. And we got Krypto, first appearance. He's on the cover. He's going to be in the movie. I've heard good things and bad things about Krypto. So, yeah. Hopefully he's not annoying in the movie. I'm just worried. James Gunn, not so confident. Okay, so, but yeah, this is number 9 on my list. First appearance of Krypto. I think it's a cool cover because it has him on the cover. So, yeah, I like Krypto. Next one is, I think this is a really cool, I just love this cover, and I actually think that it's a cool character. So we got Action Comics 242, and this is the first appearance of the Brainiac. And it's just a iconic one where you got Brainiac just standing there. It's like, and Superman can't do anything to him. Superman's kind of powerless in this case. Just a great purple cover. Hard to get in high grade because of this purple. It's actually quite challenging. But I do love this cover. I do think it's a cool one. But yeah, so Action Comics 242, first appearance of the Brainiac. And the cover is done by Kurt Swan. Another Kurt Swan cover, that's another iconic one, is the first appearance of Supergirl. And actually, I heard she's going to be in the movie as well. So no spoiler, but she's in the movie. So this is Action Comics 252. and it's the first appearance of Supergirl. Now, the interesting thing was they actually had an ad for this comic in Action Comics 251. And in the ad, the dialogue is actually slightly different, and her costume is slightly different. In the Action Comics 251, she's wearing red skirt. I actually prefer her with the red skirt, but I think it's interesting that they made the choice of using the blue skirt. Now, at this point, they really didn't, like, later on, like, they kept on switching between the red and the blue. She just has a whole wardrobe of clothing. But this is a cool book for the fact that it is her first appearance. And yeah, I like this one. So Action Comics 252, first appearance of Supergirl, iconic Superman cover. And yeah, that's that one. And this is an interesting one. Actually, I think this is just a great cover. And I think it's the cover that actually gives it the value, even though it's considered a first appearance. And I'll explain that. So let me just take it out. So it's this one. This is Jimmy Olsen, 134. And this is like an iconic cover. You got sort of Superman being dragged off as if he's dead. Just a really cool, I believe it's Neil Adams cover. Yeah, Neil Adams cover. Very Neil Adams like. So, you know, very cool cover. And, you know, he's being dragged off. He looks like he's dead. Very cool cover. And this is kind of the first appearance, kind of, in cameo, very small head on a TV screen of Darkseid. And so kind of a major character, but it's not really a full appearance. It's really a very questionable appearance of Darkseid. But this book came out first. It had that little head of Darkseid, and it goes for more than his true first appearance or first full appearance. And that is in this book. I'm going to show it. I'm not counting it, but it's this one. This is the first appearance, full appearance of Darkseid. And this book doesn't nearly go for as much as the Jimmy Olsen one, because I think the cover is just so much better. Like, this one's kind of hokey looking. I think the Jimmy Olsen cover is way better. So that's probably why it goes for so much. So yeah, so I always keep those together because I kind of like having both first appearances. Next book on the list is a modern book from an artist that I really like. This is Dave Gibbons cover, actually. I just like the style. It's kind of got that Mars Attacks kind of vibe to it. And it's just, I think it's kind of a little bit, I don't know, like sort of retro in terms of the art style. I just think it's really cool. So this is Action Comics number 1000. And if you look up Action Comics 1000, I think there's like 80 different covers that they produced, because it is such a important milestone, hitting that 1000. But I thought this one was one of the cooler covers. And yeah, I just thought it was really sort of retro. I kind of liked it. And I like these little aliens and stuff, the sort of sci-fi feel to it. Got this cool Superman DC Krypton. Okay, so that's number 6 on the list. Number 5 on the list is another kind of iconic one. And it's Eduardo Barreto cover. So yeah, this is DC Presents number 87. And this is actually the first appearance of Superboy Prime. But it's just I think it's a cool cover. You got Superboy and you got, Superboy Prime and Superman. And it's just this kind of one where you got these two worlds. I just think, and all the lightning and stuff, I just think it's a really cool cover. Not a bad story inside too. It shows how Superboy Prime comes to be. At first, he doesn't have powers, and then all of a sudden, he gets powers, basically. So yeah, so just a really cool, cool book, great cover, and yeah, first appearance of Superboy Prime, and he's good in the original. He's actually a good character at first, so which is interesting. Next one, number 3 on my list, is another Neal Adams cover, and this one's probably one of the more iconic Neal Adams covers. Is Superman number 1. Everyone always thinks it's Superman number 1. It is not Superman number 1. It is Superman 233 from 1971, and it's Neal Adams cover. And what does it say? Clark Kent becomes a TV newscaster. All kryptonite destroyed. World of Krypton backup story begin. So, you know, it's just a classic Neal Adams cover with Superman breaking the chains. Just a cool one. I would have put this higher on the list because it is such a great cover, but his legs always bother me. I always bothered that this leg looks a little too short. And if you look really close, you'll see what I mean. I know it's supposed to be the perspective that he's kind of at an angle, but still, this leg looks just a hair short. It should be like maybe right to there. If that was the length of it, I think that would look proportional. It just seems a little disproportionate to me. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I really think his leg should just be right there, just that much longer, and I think it would be the right proportions. Just I feel like his leg is a little short. I guess Neal Adams didn't like this cover either, so yeah, he agrees with me. And here's the back, just a really cool one, but it is one of the classic Neal Adams covers. Speaking of a classic cover, and this is more of a this is another modern book, but it is a classic one. Is JLA Avengers JLA, and this is just a great cover. This is where they had a crossover between Justice League of America and the Avengers, and it's, you know, it's a kind of a cool story, you know, where you get Marvel and DC crossover. You know, they have to tell a big story, but the cool thing about it is there's a point in the story where Superman literally gets Thor's hammer and Captain America's shield. And it's just a really cool thing to see these 3 kind of big characters all meshed into one, where Superman's wielding these 2 iconic items from Marvel. And it's, you know, his suit's all ripped up, lightning bolts coming from everywhere. It's just a really cool cover. And it's a wraparound cover. You got the worlds colliding, which happens in the story. It's just a really cool image of Superman. So I think this is sort of a modern classic. Just a great cover. And last one is another modern book. You know, I'm a Golden Age guy, but, you know, sometimes I think there's certain covers, certain things for Superman that are the modern era really created some pretty classic covers. And I think this one, probably of all the Superman covers, is probably the most iconic. I actually used it last week in the Flag Challenge, but I have to use it again because it's just such a great cover. This is Superman number 75, and it's the death of Superman. You know, that the whole flag pole, and Superman's not even on the cover. You know, it's just this, his flag, his cape is being used as a flag to sort of mark his burial site, basically. You know, it's just a classic cover. Just really captures that trauma of him being dead. So the death of Superman, probably one of the biggest, you know, one of the bigger, like, you know, you got Action 1, and then this book, even though the value is not there, in terms of importance to Superman's story, this is probably one of the most important books, you know, for the Superman, you know, storyline. Because I remember back in the 90s when this came out, the uproar, the excitement in a way, the craziness that was associated to this book was insane. People would literally buy long boxes of this book because it was such a big deal. It really resuscitated the character, even though it killed him. But also, but it really renewed interest in Superman. So kind of interesting, book. So yeah, so that's my number one. This is the newsstand, by the way. Yeah, so those are my 10. How can you what books can you come up with for your top 10? What you can do is you use the make your title your video top 10 Superman covers #Friday Comic Challenge, and you can also link me in the description, and I will check out your video and give you my feedback. I always love watching other people's videos because, hey, you get to see some really cool things, especially these kind of top 10 lists where people are gonna be showing some pretty cool stuff. I'm always excited to see it. So I wanna see what people can produce. So I hope everyone takes part in this challenge. I hope if you haven't watched the movie, watch the Superman movie, support your comic book creators. Hopefully it's a good movie. Again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.